There's blood on my white blouse. It's not mine, at least not this time. It's from the customer at table 12 who cut his finger trying to open an oyster. But as I clean the stain with cold water in the restaurant bathroom, I can't help thinking how appropriate it is. Blood has always been part of my story, of my marriage, of my death. My name is Julia Mason. I'm 48 years old. I work as a waitress at the Bella Polk restaurant in Boston, and I live in a 400-square-foot apartment where I can hear my neighbors snoring through the thin wall. But 5 years ago, my name was Carolyn Whitmore Bradford. I was heiress to $600 million, and I was married to the man who tried to kill me. I return to the dining room, and that's when I see him, Marcus. He's sitting at table 23, the best table in the house, the one with a view of the harbor. He's wearing a suit I recognize, Italian, probably costs more than I make in 6 months. There's a woman beside him, blonde, beautiful, young. My fingers grip the tray so hard my knuckles turn white. "Excuse me," Marcus calls out, snapping his fingers in my direction like I'm a dog. He speaks in English. "This table is dirty. Clean it properly." I approach slowly. 5 years. 5 years since I faked my own death to escape him? 5 years hiding, looking over my shoulder, having nightmares where he finds me. And now he's here, less than 3 feet away from me. "Yes, sir. Sorry, sir," I murmur in English, keeping my head down. I start cleaning the table next to them. Marcus continues talking, now in French. "These American waitresses are all incompetent," he tells the woman, laughing. "That's why this country is going nowhere." The woman laughs, a high-pitched, artificial sound. Marcus switches to Italian. "Look at that one. She's so stupid she probably doesn't even know how to tie her shoes." I keep cleaning. My breathing is controlled, my face neutral. He doesn't recognize me. 5 years ago, I weighed 30 pounds more. My hair was dark brown and reached my waist. I wore designer clothes and expensive jewelry. Now I'm too thin. My hair is short and dyed black. I have wrinkles around my eyes that didn't exist before. I'm invisible to him. Just another waitress, poor and unimportant. And in Mandarin, Marcus continues, turning to the woman with a smug smile. "Waiters are all inferior people." The woman claps her hands, delighted. "You're so talented, darling. 4 languages." Darling? She calls him darling. I approach the table. "May I take your order?" Marcus doesn't even look at me. "Champagne. The most expensive you have. And if it takes too long, I'll complain to the manager." "Yes, sir." I'm walking away when the woman speaks. "Water too, please." Her voice. Dear God, her voice. I turn slowly, very slowly, and for the first time I really look at the blonde woman. She has fuller lips than I remember, the nose slightly different, the cheekbones higher, but the eyes, those hazel eyes that used to read fairy tales to me when I was a child, those eyes that cried on my shoulder when our parents died, the eyes of my sister, Isabella, my sister who died 8 years ago in an accident in the Amazon, my sister I buried, whom I mourned, who left a hole in my heart that never closed. She's sitting in front of me, alive, married to my husband. The water pitcher almost slips from my hand. "Are you okay?" Isabella asks, tilting her head. There's something in her expression, something I can't decipher. "Yes, sorry." My voice comes out hoarse. "Water. I'll get water." I run to the kitchen. My hands are shaking so badly I need to brace them on the sink. It's not possible. It can't be. But it is. My sister is alive and she's married to the man who tortured me, the man who stole my fortune, the man who made me so desperate I jumped off a fake cliff just to escape him. "Julia, are you going to stand there or are you going to work?" It's the manager, Mr. Patterson. He's looking at me with that permanent irritation. "Sorry, I'm going." I return with the water. Marcus is talking on the phone. Isabella fidgets with her napkin, her long, elegant fingers playing with the white fabric. That's when I see the ring, my ring, the 3-carat pink diamond ring that belonged to my grandmother, that my mother gave me on my wedding day, that Marcus said he sold after my death to pay debts. My evil sister is wearing my ring. I place the water on the table. My hands don't shake anymore. There's something cold forming in my chest, something hard and sharp, like broken glass. Isabella looks up. Our eyes meet. For a fraction of a second, I see something on her face. Recognition? Fear? But it disappears so quickly I might have imagined it. "Thank you," she murmurs. Marcus hangs up the phone. "Where's the champagne?" "I'm bringing it now, sir." I walk away, but as I pass Isabella, I lean in slightly, as if adjusting something on the table. I speak low in Mandarin. The words Marcus used to insult me. "I know who you are." I see Isabella freeze. The wine glass in her hand slips, spilling red liquid onto the white tablecloth, like blood. "Sorry," she says quickly, too loud. "How clumsy of me." Marcus rolls his eyes. Always so clumsy, Isabella. Isabella. She didn't even change her name. How? How is it possible that no one noticed? How is it possible that Marcus's new wife is the supposedly dead sister of his first wife and nobody made the connection? I clean up the spilled wine. When I bend down, I feel something being pressed into the pocket of my apron. I don't react. I keep cleaning. I smile politely. "I'll bring a new tablecloth." "Finally, some competence," Marcus murmurs. In the kitchen, I check my pocket. It's a card, white, blank on the back. Just a phone number written by hand in black ink and 2 words in Mandarin. "Call me." My shift ends at 11 at night. When I exit through the back door of the restaurant, the street is deserted. There's a light rain falling, the kind that soaks you gradually without you noticing. I start walking toward the bus stop when I hear footsteps behind me. I turn quickly, my heart racing. It's Isabella. She's standing under a black umbrella, wearing a camel coat that must have cost a fortune. She looks out of place on this dirty street as a diamond in a trash can. We don't move. We don't speak. We just stare at each other. 8 years of distance between us. 8 years of mourning, of unanswered questions, of pain so deep it drowned me. "Caro," she whispers, my nickname. Nobody has called me that since I faked my own death. "You're dead," I say. My voice sounds strange, flat. "I went to your funeral." "I didn't die. I was kidnapped." The words hang in the air between us. "What?" "It was all planned," Isabella continues, the words coming out fast now as if she's held this in so long she can't control it anymore. "Marcus found out you left me as a beneficiary in your will. Half the fortune would go to him if you died, but the other half would go to me. He couldn't risk that." My mind is racing, trying to process. So he orchestrated the accident, paid people to stage it, and then kept me captive. For 8 months, Caro? 8 months in a basement? Chained? Not knowing if I would live or die? I feel bile rise in my throat. "Why didn't you try to escape?"
I tried. God knows I tried. Tears are streaming down Isabella's face now, but he was always one step ahead, until finally he made me an offer. If I agreed to disappear permanently, to change my appearance, to never contact you, he would let me go and keep you alive. Isabella wipes her face with the back of her hand. What choice did I have? I look at my sister, at this woman who was and wasn't the girl I knew. "Why did you marry him?" Isabella laughs. It's a bitter, broken sound. 2 years after he released me, Marcus showed up again, said you had committed suicide, showed me the articles, the death certificate, photos of your funeral. She looks at me and her eyes are empty. I thought I'd lost you, that all my sacrifice meant nothing. I fell into a deep depression. Marcus was kind. He would visit me, bring food, pretend to care. And I was so broken, so alone, that when he proposed, I said yes. "Do you love him?" "I hate him," Isabella whispers, and there's so much venom in those 3 words that it scares me. I hate every breath he takes, every touch, every second I spend pretending to be his wife. Then why stay? Because I'm gathering evidence. Isabella leans forward. For years, I've been copying documents, recording conversations, documenting everything. Fraud, embezzlement, assault, and the murder of our parents. My heart skips. You said you can prove it? I can. I found receipts for payments to a mechanic, emails discussing the accident, everything stored in a safe that Marcus doesn't know exists. Isabella takes my hand across the table. Her skin is ice cold. But Caro, he's planning to kill me. Soon. I found out by accident. He needs money. He's lost everything in bad investments and gambling, and he owes dangerous people. If I die, he inherits what little is left. You need to leave. Now. Tonight. I can't. If I run, he'll disappear. He'll destroy the evidence. We need to do this right. Isabella squeezes my hand. But now that I know you're alive, now that we have each other again, we can do this. We can destroy him. Together. I look at my sister, at the marks of abuse on her wrist, at the fear in her eyes. And I think of Marcus, the man who killed my parents, who tortured me until I preferred to die, who kidnapped my sister and destroyed her life, who stole $600 million. He thinks he's untouchable, thinks he won, but he made one mistake. He underestimated us. And now, I'm going to make him regret every second of his life. My phone rings. It's Isabella. I need to see you. Urgent. Her voice is different, tense, scared in a way it wasn't before. We arranged to meet at the same cafe. This time when Isabella arrives, she's wearing sunglasses, despite it being overcast. When she takes them off, I see the purple bruise around her left eye. My God, I whisper. What did he do? It's not important. Isabella places a brown folder on the table. This is important. I open the folder. Inside are documents. Many documents. What is this? Evidence of everything. Isabella points to different papers. Here, fraudulent transfers from your account to his. Here, documents you signed under duress. And this, she pulls out a specific paper. Payment receipts for the mechanic who sabotaged our parents' car. I read the document. It's a receipt from a mechanic shop in New York. $15,000 paid in cash for special services. The date is 3 days before the accident that killed our parents. How did you get this? Marcus keeps everything. He's paranoid, thinks that if he has evidence of all his crimes, he can control the narrative. But he didn't expect me to be smart enough to find them. I look at my sister with new respect. You're amazing. I'm not. I'm a coward who took 8 years to gather courage. Isabella pulls out more papers. And there's more. Marcus is having an affair. An affair? With his secretary, Tatiana. I have photos, text messages, hotel receipts, everything. Why does that matter? Because in the prenup I signed, there's an infidelity clause. If he cheats on me and I can prove it, I get everything in the divorce. I look at Isabella. You're planning to divorce him? I'm planning to destroy him, legally, financially, and socially. Her eyes shine with something that could be madness or determination, maybe both. But Caro, there's something else. Something I discovered yesterday. What? Isabella takes a deep breath. Marcus has a life insurance policy on me, $5 million. And I found emails from him with a man named Paul Santos. They're planning an accident for me next month. My blood runs cold. Are you sure? Absolutely. Here. She shows me email screenshots on her phone. They're explicit, detailed, horrifying. We need to go to the police now.
We can't. Not yet. Isabella puts away her phone. If we go now with just this, he can claim I forged it, that I'm a vengeful wife. He has contacts, money, power. We need more. We need something irrefutable. Like what? A confession, recorded, from him, admitting everything. I look at my sister. How are we going to get that? Leave it to me. There's something in her smile that scares me. I have a plan. 2 weeks later, I do something I swore I'd never do again. I go to the house that used to be mine. The mansion in Beacon Hill is still as imposing as I remember. Wrought iron gates, perfectly manicured gardens,
a marble fountain at the entrance. I lived here for 7 years. They were the 7 most miserable years of my life. I ring the doorbell. My heart is beating so hard, I'm sure everyone can hear it. The door opens. It's Marcus. For the first time in 5 years, he really sees me. His eyes widen. The color drains from his face. Caroline. His voice is a strangled whisper. Hello, Marcus. Miss me? He just stares at me, opens his mouth, closes it, opens it again. But you're dead. Rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated. I smile. It's the smile I practiced in the mirror. Confident, fearless. Can we talk, or do you prefer to do this in front of the neighbors? Marcus looks around quickly, then steps away from the door. Come in. I step into the house. Everything is the same. The same expensive furniture, the same paintings on the walls, the same Persian rug in the hallway where Marcus threw me so hard I broke 3 ribs. How is this possible? Marcus finally finds his voice. I didn't jump off that cliff, Marcus. Sorry to disappoint you. I didn't mean... He's recovering now. I can see his brain working, trying to figure out how to handle this. Caroline, I was devastated when you died. Devastated. If you only knew how many nights I cried. Spare me. I know exactly what you did, what you continued to do. I don't know what you're talking about. No. I open my purse, take out a document. This is a fraudulent transfer of $50 million from my account to yours, 3 days before my death. Marcus looks at the paper, his jaw tightening. That transfer was legitimate. You signed it. Under duress, after you locked me in a room for 2 days without food. You can't prove that. I can, and I will. I take a step toward him. I'm back, Marcus, and I'm going to recover everything you stole from me. Something passes across his face. Anger, fear, and then strangely he smiles. You think you're smart, don't you? Showing up here, making threats? But you forgot something important, Caroline. And what would that be? You're legally dead. Your death certificate is real. Your assets were distributed legally. You have no rights to anything. He approaches me. And more importantly, nobody will believe you. A mentally unstable woman who faked her own death, who disappeared for 5 years. They'll think you're crazy. That's where you're wrong. I take a step back, keeping my distance from him. I have an excellent lawyer, and I have evidence. What evidence? Documents, recordings, testimonies. I pause. And Isabella. It's subtle, but I see the way his eyes contract, the way his jaw tightens. Isabella is dead. As dead as me.
For a moment, there's only silence. Then Marcus laughs. It's a genuine laugh, as if I told a hilarious joke. My God, you really don't know, do you? Don't know what? About Isabella, about whose idea all this was. My stomach sinks. What are you talking about? Sit down, Caroline. There are things you need to know about your little sister. I'm fine standing. Marcus shrugs. As you wish. He goes to the bar, pours himself a whiskey. Isabella wasn't kidnapped. She was an accomplice. Liar! It's true. It was all her idea. He takes a sip. Isabella always envied you, you know. The perfect older sister, beautiful, intelligent, heiress to a fortune. While she was just Isabella, the youngest, the one living in your shadow. That's ridiculous. Is it? Then why did she come to me 3 years before your wedding? Why did she seek me out and suggest we team up to get you out of the way? My heart is beating fast, too fast. You're lying. Am I? I can prove it. Marcus goes to the desk, opens a drawer, takes out a folder. Here,
Emails between me and Isabella dated years ago, before you and I even got married. Read for yourself. The emails are there, hundreds of them, between Marcus and an email account I recognize as Isabella's. I read messages from Isabella suggesting ways to manipulate me, to isolate me, to take control of my finances. I read messages where she suggests how to fake her own death. I read messages where she says words that cut me like knives. I need Caroline to suffer. I need her to know what it's like to lose everything. No, 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 no. See? Marcus is behind me now, too close. Isabella always loved me, since I met her, but you were in the way, so we planned everything. We got married, gained your trust, and then slowly destroyed you. My vision is blurry. I can't breathe. Her kidnapping was her idea. The accident in the Amazon was planned for months. She wanted to disappear, wait for you to die, really or fake, and then come back to take everything. Then why is she helping me now? Why did she give me the evidence? Marcus laughs again. You really think she's helping you, Caroline? Poor Caroline. She's setting you up, just like she set you up years ago. The door behind me opens. I turn. It's Isabella. She's standing there, wearing a black dress, elegant. There's a smile on her face, but it's not my sister's smile. It's the smile of a stranger. "Oh, Caro," she says sweetly, "it took long enough." Everything inside me crumbles. You were lying about everything. Isabella enters the room. Not about everything. Marcus really hit me a few times. Men are so predictable when they're stressed. But yes, about most of it. Why? My voice breaks. Why, Isabella? Why do you think? She pours herself a wine. Our whole life you were the special one, the beautiful one, the intelligent one. Mom and Dad adored you. When they died, you inherited everything. I was just the little sister, the one who always got your leftovers. I loved you. I raised you. I paid for everything you had. Exactly. Isabella turns to me and her eyes are full of rage. You controlled me. Every decision I made had to go through you. Every penny I spent came from you. I never had anything that was really mine. So you decided to destroy me. I decided to free myself. And it worked perfectly until you decided to resurrect. What are you going to do now? I ask, my voice trembling. Kill me for real this time? Isabella laughs. I don't need to. You're going to do it yourself. What are you talking about? Marcus approaches, holding something in his hands. It's a syringe. You know what's interesting about suicide, Caroline? It's that when someone tries once, people always believe it when it happens again. My blood runs cold. You won't get away with this. We will. Marcus is closer now. A dose of barbiturates. They'll find you here, in the house where you used to live. A disturbed woman who faked her death 5 years ago, finally succumbing to depression. It's tragic. It's perfect. I back toward the door, but Isabella is already there blocking my exit. You really thought you were smart, didn't you? Thinking you could trick me, make me trust you again? But Caro, I've always been smarter. The evidence, I say desperately, the evidence you gave me. I made copies. My lawyer has them. If anything happens to me. The false evidence, Caro. Those documents I showed you were all forged, created specifically to make you trust me, to make you come here. Attorney Fernanda Oliveira is very well paid to forget you ever contacted her. No, 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 no. I'm not. And you know the best part? When the police investigate, they'll find evidence that you were obsessed with me, that you were stalking me, that you were jealous of my happy marriage to Marcus. Isabella approaches. They'll find your DNA all over the house, your fingerprints, because you were here. You came voluntarily. Marcus is just a few steps away from me now. I look around, looking for something, anything to defend myself. But there's nothing. I'm trapped. You killed our parents, I say, looking at Marcus. For money. No, Isabella is the one who responds. I killed our parents. Marcus just helped. The floor disappears beneath my feet. What? They were going to change the will, Isabella explains casually, as if talking about the weather. They found out I was having an affair with Marcus when you two were married. They were going to disinherit me completely. I couldn't let that happen. But you were only 20 when they died. 20 and already tired of living in your shadow. Isabella tilts her head. It was actually easy. Marcus knew a mechanic. Their car was perfect. No evidence, just a tragic accident on the road. Tears streamed down my face. You're a monster. No, I'm just someone who took what was mine by right. She nods to Marcus. Do it quickly. I don't want her to suffer more than necessary. After all, she's still my sister. Marcus advances. I turn to run, but Isabella grabs me. She's stronger than she looks. I smell her perfume, the same one she wore as a teenager. The memory hits me like a punch. How many times I hugged my little sister. How many times I promised to protect her. And now she's holding me, while my husband approaches with a syringe full of death. Caro, Isabella whispers in my ear. I'm sorry. I really am. But you understand, don't you? I had no choice. You always had a choice, and you chose this. Marcus is right in front of me now. I see the needle glisten under the chandelier light. I close my eyes. This is how it ends. Not with a fake cliff, but for real. In the house that was once mine. In the hands of the two people I loved most. But then I hear something. A faint sound. Like a click. I open my eyes. Marcus is frozen. Isabella has released my arm. Police! Hands where we can see them. The front door explodes. Police officers in black uniforms invade the house, guns pointed. There are so many police, at least 10, maybe more. Marcus drops the syringe. Isabella backs away, hands raised. What? What? How? Marcus stammers. A woman enters behind the officers. It's attorney Fernanda Oliveira. But she's not alone. Beside her is a man in a gray suit, I don't know. Detective Silva, FBI. He shows a badge. Marcus Almeida Bradford and Isabella Whitmore Bradford, you're under arrest for attempted murder, fraud, embezzlement, and suspicion of double homicide. But how? Isabella is pale. The evidence was fake. I made sure. It was fake, I say, finding my voice. The evidence you gave me, but not the evidence I already had. Attorney Fernanda steps forward. When Caroline contacted me 3 weeks ago, it wasn't the first time. She contacted me 6 months ago. Since then, we've been building a case against you both. 6 months? Marcus looks like he's aged 10 years in seconds. The recognition at the restaurant wasn't accidental, I continue. I knew you went there every Thursday. I got the job specifically for that, so Isabella would see me to start this chain of events. The evidence she gave you was fake, Attorney Fernanda continues, but we had the real ones, authentic bank documents, recordings of you discussing the crimes, and best of all, she points at me. Caroline was wearing a wire. We recorded every word you said here tonight, including the confession about murdering her parents. Isabella opens her mouth, but no sound comes out. You confessed everything, I say, thinking I was defenseless, thinking you were going to kill me, but every word was recorded, and there are 20 police officers outside who heard everything in real time. No, Isabella whispers. No! You wouldn't do this. You love me. I loved you, I correct. I loved the sister I thought you were. But that person never existed, did she? 2 officers approach Marcus. They put handcuffs on him. He doesn't resist. He seems to be in shock. 2 others go to Isabella. She looks at me, and for a moment, I see something in her eyes. Regret? Fear? I don't know. And I realize I don't care. Caroline, Caro, please. We're sisters. We're blood. Blood, I repeat.
like our parents' blood, like the blood you were willing to spill today. I never would have really done it. I was just scaring you. It was just to scare you. Liar, I say calmly. You're a liar. You always have been. The officers start taking them out. Marcus goes silently, head down, but Isabella fights. Caro, please, you don't understand. I had no choice. They were going to take everything from me. I deserved that money as much as you. Please. Her voice fades as they take her out. Then there's only silence. Attorney Fernanda approaches me. Are you okay? I'm alive, I answer. That's more than I expected an hour ago. You were brave, incredibly brave. I was stupid, I correct. I believed her. Even after everything Marcus did, I wanted to believe my sister was a victim too. You wanted your family to be alive. There's nothing wrong with that. She killed our parents. The words come out broken. And I never knew. All these years, I blamed fate, a cruel accident. But it was her. It was my little sister. Attorney Fernanda puts her hand on my shoulder. You have a lot to process, but Caroline, you won. They're going to pay for everything they did. Won. I repeat the word. It doesn't feel like a victory, but it is. I know it is. Justice isn't always satisfying. Sometimes it's just necessary. 6 months later, I'm sitting in a courtroom. Marcus is on the left, wearing a cheap suit provided by the state. He's lost weight, looks old, broken. Isabella is on the right. She doesn't look at me, hasn't looked once during the entire trial. The judge begins reading the sentence. Marcus Almeida Bradford, for the murder of Helen and Robert Whitmore, for the kidnapping and false imprisonment of Isabella Whitmore Bradford, for the attempted murder of Caroline Whitmore Bradford, for fraud and embezzlement. You are sentenced to 45 years in prison without possibility of parole. Marcus doesn't react, just looks down. Isabella Whitmore Bradford. The judge turns to my sister. For the murder of Helen and Robert Whitmore, your parents. For the attempted murder of Caroline Whitmore Bradford, your sister. For fraud, conspiracy, and obstruction of justice. You are sentenced to 50 years in prison without possibility of parole. That's when Isabella finally looks at me. Her eyes are empty. No tears, no remorse, just empty. She opens her mouth. For a moment, I think she's going to say something, apologize, scream, anything. But she says nothing. She just turns and lets the guards take her away. And that's the last time I see my sister. Today, 2 years after the trial, I'm standing in front of the mansion in Beacon Hill. It's empty now. All the furniture has been sold, the paintings auctioned. I don't want anything that was in this house, nothing that belonged to Marcus or Isabella. The fortune was returned, $600 million, minus legal costs and what Marcus managed to waste. It's still more money than I could spend in 10 lifetimes. But it's not about the money. Never was. I created a foundation, the Whitmore Foundation for Victims of Domestic Abuse. Legal support, therapy, everything I wished I had when I was trapped in this house. Julia Mason exists in some sense. Sometimes I still work shifts at the Belle Epoque restaurant, not because I need the money, but because it reminds me of who I became when I lost everything, how I survived, how I became stronger. Caroline Whitmore Bradford is back, but she's not the same woman who faked her death 7 years ago. That woman was weak, frightened, controlled. The woman I am now is none of those things. I look at the mansion one last time. Tomorrow, it will be demolished. I'm going to build something new here, a community center, a place of hope instead of pain. My phone rings. It's Attorney Fernanda. Caroline, there's something you need to know. Isabella is requesting a visit.
She wants to talk to you. I close my eyes, take a deep breath. No, I say finally. I have nothing to say to her. Are you sure? It might be your last chance. She's being transferred to a maximum security prison upstate. You probably won't have another opportunity. I know, and that's okay. Some doors need to stay closed. There's a pause. Have you made peace with all this? I don't know if I ever will, but I'm learning to live with it. I'm learning that family isn't just blood. It's choice, and I choose to let go. You're stronger than you think. No, I'm exactly as strong as I need to be. I hang up the phone. The sun is setting behind the harbor, painting the sky orange and pink. It's beautiful. Tragic and beautiful, like everything in life. I think of Isabella in her cell. I think of Marcus. I think of how many lives they destroyed out of greed, envy, pure selfishness. And I think of myself, the woman who survived, who thought, who won. It wasn't the victory I imagined. There's no happy ending here, no reconciliation or forgiveness. There's only survival. And sometimes that has to be enough. I turn my back on the mansion for the last time. Tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow I continue building the life I almost lost. Tomorrow I continue being Caroline Whitmore Bradford, the heiress in disguise who refused to stay dead. Because that's the thing about rising from the ashes. You don't come back the same person. You come back stronger, wiser, more determined, and you never let anyone bury you again. I get in my car, a simple model, nothing flashy. I don't need to impress anyone anymore. I don't need to prove anything anymore. As I drive, I see the mansion disappear in the rearview mirror, and with it, the ghosts of my past. I am Caroline Whitmore Bradford. I am a survivor. I am free. And finally, after so many years of darkness, I'm truly alive. Not because my heart is beating, but because I chose to live. Despite everything, despite the pain, despite the betrayal, I chose life. And that choice makes all the difference.